if they think the old, Reigns beats the living snot out of him and he can't put Sammy away and he can't put Sammy away, and Sam, they talk about, the fighting this guy, it's the second coming of Ali, bro. Like if they think that's going to get Sammy over, I strongly disagree.
What is up, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of Writing with Russo. Look at him already. He's got the guns to pay the funds. The helium is just going off the frame, ladies and gentlemen. He is the one and only former WCW World Heavyweight Champion, Vince.
Very nice.
How are you, my brother?
Good. How are you, man? How are you?
I'm well, man. I'm just I'm living the dream. I really am, man. I'm really living the dream, man. I'm blessed to be a therapist, although that job is incredibly draining. But God just sent me to do it, and so I don't take that for granted. I wake up every day super blessed and walk in my office. I'm like, wow, man, like you used me to do this and change lives. So I'm super blessed by that. And just coming in here and do all these shows with you, man. I mean, 3 shows with Vince Russo a week, man. You can't ask for better than that. And, being a college department chair,
awesome, man.
I'm a busy guy, man.
All happening, bro.
Many hats, man. Many hats. I'm a DJ too, man. People call me a Renaissance man. So I stay busy, stay active, and stay getting paid for the things I love to do, man. So blessed life, Vince. Blessed life, man.
Yes.
It's hard to be here, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm a businessman, if you will. And I have the luxury to just be blessed, man. So I'm grateful for that. Vince Russo, we were commissioned, if you will, to talk about the upcoming Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. I know that you love doing these pay-per-view preview episodes. This is one of your favorites to do every month. So let's go through the list of matches. Let's start off with Austin Theory, Seth Rollins, Johnny Gargano, Bronson Reed, Damian Priest, Montez Ford, United States Championship match. And here we go. Who's going to win or retain the United States Championship?
Well, let me first clarify this. Before we get into this, let me first clarify one thing, Chris. Okay, I don't care about any of this. I just that's perfectly clear. I want to make
man.
I could.
Man,
I will tell
Vince Russo, how would you not care? Because you were the guy who tanked the ratings in WCW.
They cannot take the belt off of one.
You don't think so?
If they do, they're nuts.
So I think they may though, Vince, because if they're setting up Theory versus Cena, I definitely don't see that as a title match. It'll be a non-title match. I think they may want to take the title off of him in order to defend the title at WrestleMania, because Theory and Cena is not going to be a title match. So I think that's what makes it difficult for me, because if they do take the title off of Theory to set up Theory Cena, who's going to win the United States Championship? If you go down the list, Seth Rollins.
Why wouldn't it be a title match though, Chris? If you're going to put Theory over.
Now I'm fine with Theory going over,
right? But
it just seems like Cena, legend, United States Championship match.
I'm with you, but he is very, very loyal to that company, bro.
It just seems so like it seems like it's like putting Austin in a United States Championship match, like as a legend coming back. And I know that Cena has his spurts, and he had his feud with Roman Reigns, his feud with Bray Wyatt, but it was more like that kind of big main event style featured attraction match that he would come back for.
But if you beat him at Elimination, bro, and then he goes to Cena, aren't you taking the luster off of him?
Now I was thinking about that too, though. I think they're kind of cornered with this, man, because I don't see a mid card. I don't see Cena coming back for a mid card feud, because essentially that's what it's going to be. It's going to be for a mid card title. He was not going to come back for a mid card feud. If Theory loses, he can be elevated to main event level if Cena comes at Elimination Chamber. So what I can see is like Austin Theory and, a babyface be at the end, and then Cena somehow comes out, makes the big, return. But it still wouldn't make sense. Okay, well, they did do a stare down backstage like a few months back. But it would be kind of odd if Cena just comes back and goes for Theory, and it doesn't really make sense as far as
look what they did though. Look how they got to Owens and Austin. Remember, bro, Owens said something about Texas.
Yeah,
like you know how they are, bro. That's horrible. You know how they are, man.
Oh, that's gonna take me out of retirement after 19 years.
Yeah, bro. Listen, Theory's gonna say he didn't like Cena's last movie. Oh, no, them are fighting words.
Oh man, those are fighting words. That's that toots mott catches catch can words right there, man.
You know how they are, bro. It's gonna be something ridiculous,
Yeah. He can do that. He probably cut a promo at the beginning of the show or something like that, and then all of a sudden that'll kind of spawn, make a Hollywood reference or something like that. And
didn't Cena do a commercial with like high heels and pantyhose?
Yeah, he had a kilt or something like that.
There it is, right there. There's your angle right there, bro.
Yeah, or a skirt or a kilt or whatever you want to call it, and he was made up and stuff. And so, there's something, there's some reference, Cena's gotten soft or whatever,
I think that their belief is if he wins the Elimination Chamber and then they put him over Cena, that they have a main eventer.
I can see that, but it doesn't make sense that it's for a mid-card championship, though. I think it holds Theory down. If they want to make him a main eventer, take the mid-card championship off of him. I mean, that's what you do to ascend him, to that level. I mean, you did it with Warrior, did it with Savage, you take the mid-card championship off the person and then they ascend up to the main event level. As far as Theory is concerned, it's the same formula. I mean, you don't want him to you can't be a main eventer, defending a mid-card championships, and Cena's not going to come back for that. So if, say for instance, they do want to take the title for Theory to set up a non-title, just featured attraction, Theory versus Cena. Who in the world do you put? I mean, it's not going to be Rollins unless you're going to do Rollins Paul for the title. Could that be possible? Like, which makes more sense? Rollins Paul for the United States Championship or Theory Cena for the United States Championship?
Who else is in the match? Bronson
Reed, he's a heel. I don't see him in Theory be at the end. Damian Priest. I mean, it would make sense for him to be U.S. champion because he could have a match, at WrestleMania against somebody. And then Montez Ford, here's your opportunity to have him, shine. But how does that affect, the team? So, and then Johnny Gargano, your boy. Gargano's going to win it. What do you think?
Who knows, bro? We know who they're writing for. I mean, who knows? I seriously, bro. I don't put stuff like that past them.
That's true.
They're not writing for the casual audience.
So your choice is Theory retains?
I think so, bro. I mean, you've really building them. They're really, really behind him now. I just can't see them.
Now, if you had the pin, Vince, you would book Theory Cena for mid-card championship at Mania?
Bro, how far are we from Mania? 5 weeks?
As of this recording, about 5 weeks.
So maybe 4 shows they have?
6 weeks.
Yeah,
5.5, somewhere around there. So they have about 4 to 5 shows to build it up.
Yeah, bro, that U.S. championship just does not seem to fit. I'm with you, bro. Anybody knows Cena's not coming to stay.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody knows that.
exactly.
So that's but like I said, bro, I don't know, man. Unless he really feels they owe him,
Yeah. Paul is a frequent nowadays, so do you do Rollins wins it and then Paul comes, the next Raw and somehow sets that up for a US championship match? I think, like I said, I think Rollins Paul US championship match would be a better sell than Theory Cena title match. Rollins Paul, I know that that's basically penciled in. If you make that a title match, I think that would have a harder sell than just a regular match. You know what I mean?
Let me throw another one at you.
Yep.
Edge Priest.
I was thinking about that too. I was thinking that too, but then I'm also thinking like Edge for a mid-card championship. But here's the thing though. It would make more sense if Edge was going for the mid-card championship because he's been there more often. He doesn't have that like come in, come out type of Legends thing where you always are in the main event or in a semi position, main event position. So it would make sense if it was Edge and Priest I think that would be the best sell for the title if it was Edge and Priest. And if Priest beats Edge at Mania, that would help Priest as far as from a title standpoint. So I was thinking about that and I was like,
maybe that's what
my only snag was Edge in the mid-card spot. But he's kind of been there, throughout this whole Judgment Day thing.
When's the last time he's had any title?
Oh, I mean, he hasn't won any title since he's came back. I mean, he won the Royal Rumble main event last year in the Triple Threat with him, Reigns, and Daniel Bryan. So that was that was the best he had. And 20 was it 20? Was it 21? Yeah, it was 21, right? Yeah, because it was Reigns and Lesnar last year. So it was 21 when they did a Triple Threat in Tampa, I believe. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I think that I think he got a shot, man. I think Priest and Edge is a better sell as far as.
I mean, bro, I like Priest, so I don't mind that at all.
Yeah, I agree. Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, Carmella, who was going to win the Raw, who's going to win the match, the Elimination Chamber match to be the number one contender for the Raw Women's Championship. I got my choice.
Yes, rattle those names off again.
Asuka, Liv Morgan, Nikki Cross, Raquel Rodriguez, Natalya, Carmella.
God, bro. To me, the only one that makes any sense is Rodriguez.
I don't think that she's being booked strong enough to have that big marquee match against Bianca Belair. And she's like a smiley babyface. I don't mind her being a babyface, but they have her in a really weird spot, man.
Well, maybe that's the thing, though, bro. Maybe she does have a match with Bianca Belair, and they turn her heel in that match against Bianca Belair.
In the match or before?
In the match. She winds up winning the title. And now she's a heel. I mean, look at who else is in that match.
See, my guess is Asuka, though. I would much rather see. I'm fine with babyface, Asuka, Bianca, and Asuka wins. I'm totally fine. I think that will revive Asuka's career. Because she's in dire need of a revival in her career. They booked her so well. She had such an undefeated streak for so long in NXT that even Goldberg was tweeting about it. And so, yeah, I think that they do. I'm totally, to me, as far as a marquee match, if you're talking WrestleMania, I think the only name that makes sense as far as a marquee title match at WrestleMania is Asuka.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you on that.
Yeah. Edge and Beth Phoenix against Judgment Day, and so Finn Balor and Rhea Ripley mixed tag.
Yeah, you gotta put Edge over Finn Balor.
I think. So okay,
I mean, bro, didn't they beat them down bad last time?
Yeah, they always do. But at the same time, I'm thinking in my head, like, you've got Priest and Mysterio there.
Yeah.
So do you put Judgment Day over to give Rhea Ripley the rub, since she's going to be in the title match at WrestleMania?
See, that's why I think if she goes, if the plan is to put her over in that title match, if that's the plan,
that's probably what happened.
They lose here.
Would that hurt her momentum?
Not if they beat Balor.
No, would it hurt Rhea Ripley? Oh, okay. So if Balor takes the fall,
if Edge beats Balor, that's not going to hurt her, bro. And they are a great couple.
Then we have got two more. Let's talk about let's do Lashley Lesnar. Who you got for this one?
Tell me, you got to give me the back because you know all that stuff. What is it? 1-1 in a tie? What's the record going into this?
So it's 1-1. So Lashley won overseas in Saudi, and then that was after actually Lesnar winning. I mean, Lashley winning at the Royal Rumble, Lesnar winning in Saudi, and now and then Lashley eliminated Lesnar from the Royal Rumble. So basically,
if Lesnar's going to have the same schedule, you got to put Bobby Lashley on, right?
See, I agree. I mean, that's where I'm at, man. Like, what is it going to help Lesnar if he goes over? The only thing I can see from this, Vince, is that if they are trying to make this a WrestleMania match, which Lashley's been wanting for a while, I think you may do a screwy finish just because it's just a regular singles match. You might just do like they obliterate each other type of gimmick. You know what I mean? It's a no contest, and then
what you could do, Chris. How about this? Because let's face it, they both have a UFC background.
Mm-hmm.
So what if this is where bro, the Hurt Business has their impact here, bro? Old Cedric, and what if you go to WrestleMania and it's either in a cage or it's either in an octagon? Mm-hmm. Maybe that's where they're going.
Yeah. It's got to be some stipulation to it, because the other matches were basically just regular matches, and I definitely see. It's just a weird spot to have this trilogy at Elimination Chamber before WrestleMania. That's a WrestleMania match.
Yeah.
And so the only thing that makes sense to me is a screwy finish. I mean, just a non-finish basically, leading into WrestleMania with the stipulation.
They probably think the match needs more, and that's why they add something to it for us.
Correct. Right. Yeah. Closing up with Roman Reigns and Sami Zayn for the undisputed WWE Universal Championship match. Who you got?
Bro, I got to tell you again, I'm putting my writer's hat on. Okay? Bro, to me, the only way you get out of this is for Kevin Owens to screw Sami Zayn.
They're going to be teaming up for WrestleMania, though.
Well, that to me, bro, that's the only way you get out of this.
The problem is with that, Vince, is that they've already done Owens Zayn at WrestleMania, and they've done Owens Zayn.
I know. Then, bro, I don't know how they get out of it. I mean, because if they think the old, Reigns beats the living snot out of him, and he can't put Sami away, and they talk about, the fight in this guy, it's the second coming of Ali, bro. Like, if they think that's gonna get Sami over, I strongly disagree, because even if you do that, bro, the match is going to end just like everybody thought it would end. And then where do you go from there, bro? It's Sami and Jay. Like,
so here's what I talked about on Pancakes and Power Slams, my Tuesday show. So this, I made a case for Sami Zayn. That was the title of the show, a case for Sami Zayn. Now, you know that I've talked about, I'm conflicted about this as far as just who wins. Now, I'm still conflicted about it. But if I were to make a case for Sami Zayn winning, this is how I can see it happening. All right. So you have Reigns and Zayn go at it. Basically, Reigns just dominates. All right. So what you do, since they blew off the Jay suspense, like he just came on SmackDown. Like you built the suspense on SmackDown for him to come to a match, and all of a sudden he just comes from the stands. It was so anticlimactic. You could have done that. There's people talking about like they can't be in Canada and things like that because DUIs and stuff like that. Okay, so if you're doing that, it still didn't make sense. You could have had the tag team title match after the pay-per-view, and you could have had Jay screw Sammy, either the SmackDown afterwards or something to that nature. But I think what you do now, since if you don't have the Usos there, Solo can still be there. So you have Solo with Reigns and Heyman with Reigns. You have Solo interfere. You have Zayn kind of being the little engine that could type of deal.
Your boy is reporting that they've been cleared and they're going to be in Canada.
See, and that makes it even worse because it was so anticlimactic for Jay to just come through the stands. Like it would have made sense to me if we didn't see Jay at all until the end of Elimination Chamber. He's going back and forth. He's struggling. He looks at Sammy, looks at Reigns, super kicks Sammy, and that's how you lead into the match at WrestleMania. But since we've already seen Jay, basically it's with the anticlimactic return. Well, I think what you do, and again, a case for Sammy, you have Reigns beat Sammy, beat up Sammy. And then what you do is you have Kevin Owens comes in, stuns Reigns. Reigns gets up, startles to the corner, and by that time, boom, haluva kick. The fans are just at the edge of their seat. They're in Montreal. 1, 2, fans are about to just blow off the roof. 3, fans. Talk about your highlight reel that goes into the end of time. There's your big moment. Sami Zayn, first title, run. And I think what you do is on SmackDown, you have Reigns come out, cut a promo, and you say, look, he talks to Adam Pearce. He says, look, it was Kevin Owens came in, he interfered. I'm demanding a rematch, or I won't be on WrestleMania. I'm demanding a rematch. And he basically strong arms Adam Pearce on SmackDown. He gets the rematch. 1, 2, 3. Roman Reigns he regains.
You're gonna end the streak for a
but the streak means
reign.
Vince, the streak means absolutely nothing. It's not the Taker streak. It's like over 900 days by now. Do you tag another 20 days on it for Cody Rhodes?
I'm thinking like they're thinking. I'm thinking like they're thinking, and they've made such a big deal out of this streak and to end it for a one-day reign. Whereas if you keep it intact, then that's part of Cody Rhodes' win.
But they're not going to. But they haven't been selling the streak for Cody's win though. They've been selling the Dusty thing. The Dusty Sun thing. And like the streak hasn't even been a factor at all. Yeah. And he's over. Like again. I would rather create a lifelong highlight reel in Montreal for Sammy's first win than a meaningless streak be tacked on for 20 more days for Cody for what? For Cody's going to win regardless.
Bro, I just got to tell you, when you said Sami Zayn haluva kick, bro, I almost burst out laughing. That's like let Vince Russo wrestle him and give Roman Reigns a haluva. Like, bro,
Kevin Owens gives Reigns the stunner. That also leads to Jay super kicking Sammy at SmackDown, causing them, because on SmackDown, this is something they could have used.
I would do that here.
See, that's the thing. It kind of messes up that flow by having them come early. But this is what you can do. You can make it make sense this way. So they did the backstage segment on SmackDown. Basically, Jay, he gave him the love. He gave him the forearm, and there's some camaraderie there. So what you do is on SmackDown, Sammy's thinking that Jay's going to turn on Roman during their main event match, and boom, he super kicks Sammy, causes him to lose the championship. That gives Reigns the championship back, resets the Cody thing. Now it's just straight Cody Reigns, and then that takes Sammy away from Reigns and leads them to the tag match.
But bro, here's what you got to keep in mind too. It is crystal clear they're playing to a niche audience. That is crystal clear.
Yeah.
Do you think they want to hear those lunatics when you take the belt off of Sammy in 4 days? Are you kidding?
I think they would rather. I think if it's you're going to displease either side. So there's two sides of the coin. You're going to displease. You're going to talk about niche audiences.
It's a bigger displease if you do it the other way.
Okay,
bro.
So here's what I'm saying. So either you're going to displease the niche audience by having him lose in his hometown, or you're going to displease the audience by having him lose in a random town the next week on SmackDown. But you can't displease that audience if you don't have him win the match. So in Montreal. So I'm still conflicted, but I think that's a legitimate case for Sami Zayn. If I had the books, I think I would be more inclined to create the Lifetime highlight reel in Montreal, because that would be something that's going to be played forever and ever, as opposed to Cody.
Hold on for a second, Chris. Hold on for a second. What's that going to do? Daniel Bryan got the highlight.
And they still play it. They still play it stuff.
Where's Daniel Bryan now? He's working for AEW. It's like, what did that do?
Here's the thing, Vince. Here's the thing. If you look at someone like a Kofi Kingston, right?
Right.
He had that highlight reel made for him for WrestleMania. First African born, world champion. They still play that stuff. They still play it, on Black History Month, promos and packages to this day. And that happened 4 years ago. And so I think, WWE is, how good their production team is. The Irresistible Force versus the Immovable Object, Andre Hogan, Savage Steamboat, George the Animal Steel, going in the on the floating cart, at WrestleMania. They create. Hold on a second. They create those. Hold on a second, Vince. Let me finish my thought. So they're creating these reels. They're creating these. Hold on. They're creating these reels because they're going to market to a niche audience. Now, if you think about it if you think about it from a casual standpoint, Vince, none of this matters. The casual fan doesn't even want Cody. They don't care about Cody even winning at WrestleMania. So it doesn't matter regardless. But if we are talking about the fans, the niche crowd, to be honest with you, Cody nor Sami Zayn is going to bring more butts and seats from an outside standpoint. So we're talking about catering to the niche, and I think Sami and Cody winning would cater to the niche. That's just my case. So good discussion. Nice heated discussion from Dr. Chris and Vince Russo. Good stuff. So we'll see what happens.
Then the names you were mentioning. Steamboat, and Savage, and then I'm like, bro, Sami Zayn.
I mean, that's where we are. Period. Nowadays,
I'm with you. Yeah, I am with you. See, that's the problem, bro. Like, until they made the decision to cater to the marks, I used to be able to think on their, I can't anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're not thinking like I would think. I'm thinking big picture audience. That's not what they're thinking, bro.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
I agree with you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is Vince Russo. I'm Dr. Chris. This is Writing with Russo. Have a good night, buddy. Solo.